Hello and welcome to another video. This is the 6th episode of the story in which the Kyuubi is sealed into Naruto's two younger sisters, driving a wedge between his family and himself for unknown reasons. See now as Naruto establishes himself by following his own path. This story is from Zodiac Aries. Make sure to support him, her. Like and subscribe to show your backing. Let's start this show. You're still taking too much time writing the seal, Naruto muttered in the sidelines as he watched Naruto write out the characters for chakra and seal. It had been about 2 days since the whole incident that united the two Uzumakis together, and they were midway through Hai no Kuni already. This was due to Naruto using Raiton no Yoroi once again just to travel. It's not like he really needed it, but he wanted to rush to Iwa already. As they traveled, the Mad Doctor had started on Naruto's training. Naruto was happy at the fact that Naruto was able to get the whole managing to put the right amount of chakra into the blade. The blonde explained to him that it mostly came from find out how much chakra he needed to put into the Kudai no Ryujutsus that helped him gain a firm grasp on chakra control. Now, since they really didn't need to worry about that, they had to worry about the next part in their training, writing the seals themselves. But I'm so used to using to writing like this. Naruto whined as he wrote the characters again and again. Do you think it would be easy for me to just write sloppy? What type of Fuinjutsu master do you think would write like that? Ones who found a way to go around the need to write in a pretty fashion. Naruto then gave him a pointed look. Some Fuinjutsu masters can even apply seals they have mastered just by touching the surface of where they want to apply it. I'm sure the person who you intend to fight, seeing as you told me they were a master in the arts, would be able to do that too. Now the spirit had a frown on his face. Now, just stop whining and keep on writing. The moment you can write that explosive seal I am making you do, you won't need explosive tags anymore. Fine, fine. Naruto mumbled as he began writing in the air again. As he wrote, he did the strokes needed for the kanji once again. When he finished, the seal was made. The blonde was able to shape the seal into an arrow and throw it into a tree where it exploded. You know, you never explained to me how these things are happening. How chakra goes into the blade, how the blade then makes it possible to create a seal just using the chakra, and how we are able to write on something that has no real tangible surface. He then felt something smack the back of his head. He saw Naruto right next to him after doing the seal. The redhead then took the blade from his young pupil. You're still writing too slow. Naruto did the exact same seal as Naruto did and surprised him at the speed he wrote. The blonde could clearly see that the writing was sloppy and messy, but the seal came out just the same. You have to remember, Naruto, that the quill blade has a seal on it that would fix any mistakes on the writing. No matter how sloppy it is. He then offered the blade back to Naruto, who accepted it and began to practice again. As for your questions, I'm not really sure either. I wasn't the one who created the blade. Huh? Naruto asked mid-stroke. You didn't make this? I told you before I was given this blade. The Uzumaki clan head was the one who gave this to several of us people in the clan. Mine is one of the few that remained intact. Also, mine is the only one with a sealed soul in it. Naruto then looked at Naruto, who had managed to make the seal again. You're getting a bit faster, but still you need to adapt to the speed at which I am at. If you don't, it would be pointless to use that blade. Damn, you're one hard taskmaster, you know. I'm being kind to you. If you were truly my student, the one who'd I pass on all my knowledge to, I'd be even harder on you. However, since you're not going to be a medical ninja, I won't have to. Naruto then stared at Naruto again. Take a break. I guess you would like to talk to your friends, right? Naruto rolled his eyes but gave a sigh of relief. He had been at this for a good 3 hours, just writing one seal over and over again. Walking over to his bag, he pulled out the piece of paper that let him communicate to other people and sighed. Who should I talk to? Tsunade, Tsunade and Shizune had arrived at their house a few days prior. She made a promise to Jiraiya to not say anything about the perverted sages and Naruto's speculations. She really despised not being able to do something to help out, but here she was acting as if nothing really happened. When they had arrived home, Jiraiya noticed that there were several bugs in their house, probably installed after Naruto had left. They proceeded to take them out, then Jiraiya had altered them so they would not actually send the right information to the people who were watching the house. She had no contact with Naruto at all for the past few days and it was making her worried. Shizune was taking it worse than her. The poor girl had been pacing around the hospital and her room non-stop since they arrived back in Konoha. Sighing, Tsunade went back to her room to rest her head. As she entered she heard a high-pitched whistle coming from her drawer. Slowly walking up to it, as to make sure it was not some sort of trap. When she opened the drawer she found the noise coming from a piece of paper. Taking the paper out she looked it over and found some words that surprised her. Hey Oba-chan, how you doing? Tsunade's eyes widened. She knew that writing anywhere. Naruto had somehow made contact with her. All she had to do now was find out how to reply to him. Since you are new to this, just write whatever you need to reply. Getting her answer she took a pen and wrote down the very first thing that came to her head. Tsunade, I am going to murder you when I see you again, you stupid brat. What the hell were you thinking running away like that? I'm going to pound you into dust and scatter them into the four winds to make sure that no one would ever find your remains, you hear me? I'm not going to stand here and watch you kill yourself by doing stupid shit like this ever again. If you get hurt don't come running to me. There was no response for a couple of minutes before words appeared again. You done ranting? Tsunade, yeah. Feeling any better after all that shouting? Tsunade, much. Good. I really didn't want to speak to you while you were so freaking angry. And for the record I'm sorry. Tsunade, you're forgiven, but I'm still going to beat you to a pulp when I see you again for worrying me. I wouldn't mind that, I probably deserve it anyway. The blonde woman smiled at that. Her boy was still trying to make her happy. Tsunade, so are you going to try to catch me up on everything that has occurred since you have left? Ugh, why does everyone keep asking me to catch them up on those sorts of things? Okay, I'll just make this short since my current, trainer, wants me to keep moving. Okay, so after we left Itachi and I plan to do some things. I'll be heading somewhere to take care of some things and then set up a base in a distant village. He will go out and do missions. Recently, you'll probably get news about this soon, I had gotten in an encounter to the east of Konoha. As of right now, I'm heading towards the west looking for something. Tsunade, looking for what and where to? Well, my trainer says it's a duster, and no, before you ask, it's not a feather duster. It is one of those long coats that people have, similar to the one Minato team has but made of leather. As to where I'm going, I won't say. You'll probably be madder at me if you found out. That made the woman frown. If he said that, that must mean that he was going to walk straight into enemy territory. If it was to the west, it was probably Iwagakure. That made her frown even more. If anything, those people still have not truly forgiven Minato for the whole massacre of their army. Tsunade really wanted to tell him not to go there, that he'd probably just endanger his life even more, but she knew he wouldn't listen. It was something he wanted. Tsunade, just, be careful out there, okay? I will, Bachan, you know that. This little call is a business call, by the way. Tsunade raised her eyebrow at that. He rarely went serious for anything around her. Tsunade, what do you mean? I have asked several other people around the village to gather information for me and send me weekly reports on the ongoings of the village. I want you to do the same thing. Tsunade, of course I'll do that, Naruto. I'll help out your cause. Good. I also want you to do something for me. I want you to get into contact with Ero-sensei. If you can, have him prepare an escape route. Now that had her intrigued. Why would Naruto need an escape route ready in Konoha? Tsunade, why? Contingency plan. I want to be sure that Kushina-sama and the girls have an escape plan just in case Minato team would do something. Can you do that for me please? Tsunade knew that if she could see Naruto, he'd have a pleading face on his face. The woman already knew her answer though. Tsunade, of course Naruto, I would do that for them. Thanks Bachan. Do you have anything else to say? My trainer wants me to start moving again. Tsunade, no, before she finished writing she remembered something. Actually, I think Shizune wants to talk to you. Shizune? Tsunade, yes. Let me just call her for you. Okay then. Tsunade put her pen down and left the room. She walked straight into the room of her apprentice and found her still pacing. Shizune, I need you to do something for me, Tsunade said, causing the girl to look at him. What is it Tsunade-sama? Shizune asked politely. I was thinking it would be a good time for you to write a journal about your feelings for Naruto. I mean it might be a long time until you see him again. Oh, I think that would be a good idea. Shizune muttered. That will help me get stuff off my chest. Thank you for the idea. The girl went to her desk and about to start working when Tsunade stopped her. Actually I have a special paper that hides the ink. I'll let you have it. You know to keep it secret. Really? Yes. I'd like that Tsunade-sama. Just give me a moment to get it. When her apprentice nodded the blonde woman left the room and went back into her own. She grabbed the pen and wrote into the paper. Tsunade, Naruto let Shizune start writing. Don't say anything in return until she's done with her script okay? Don't even greet her until then okay? Don't understand why but okay. Naruto, so Naruto waited for Shizune to finish writing. Naruto had stood retreated back into the blade to rest for a bit. The message Shizune wrote wouldn't appear for a few minutes but Naruto was stunned to say the least when he read it. Shizune, well, seeing as this is a small piece of paper I think I'll keep this log short and to the point then. Tsunade-sama has to LD me to write my feelings for a certain boy here and it would be kept secret. I think she's plotting something but I'll take my chances to get this thing off my chest. I don't know how to say it but, for the past few years I've been in love with someone. People would laugh at me if I said who out loud, namely because of the age difference, so I keep it to myself. Tsunade-sama knows about it, hence me writing right now. This person is so sweet, kind and gentle. He's funny, adventurous and strong. There are so many words that could describe the person I love that it would take over 100 of these pages to make for me to completely describe him. Sadly, I don't know where he is right now. An incident occurred that made him leave. It breaks my heart not knowing where he is right now but. No, I must no falter here. I have to say it even on this piece of paper. I love my Otuto, I love my Naruto-kun. Ever since he was 7 I had a crush on him. Even with a decade between us, I still love him. I really wish I could tell him this but I'm scared. So here it is on a piece of paper. One that will conceal my desires. Hopefully, I will find the strength to tell this to him, one day. After reading that Naruto was speechless. Shizune felt that way about me, he thought to himself. Guh, I should have seen the signs. She was acting like I was acting towards Itachi. Damn, I always saw her as a sister, was that the reason I couldn't see it? The blonde knew he had to respond, that was what Tsunade had planned after all, that sneaky woman. Taking his pen, Naruto wrote back. I didn't know you felt like that for me Shizune. Shizune, Kyaa. Shizune nearly fell out of her chair when the message came onto the paper. She saw the words disappeared after she wrote her message. The Medicne knew Tsunade told the truth then. She just didn't expect to get a reply from the paper. From the writing she could tell it was from only one person. With a shaky hand she wrote down, Naruto? The one and only. After reading that, the poor girl fainted. When she came to, it was already night time and she found herself in bed. Sitting up and massaging her head, she let out a groan. You feeling better? Tsunade asked. Shizun looked to the left of her bed to see her mentor and best friend sitting there drinking tea. Ugh, what happened? Shizun asked. You fainted. Really? From what? How would I know? Tsunade-sama, I just had the strangest dream. I confessed my love for Naruto on a piece of paper and found out that he was able to read it and reply. Funny, huh? When she saw her mentor smirking at her, all the color left Shizun's face. That really happened, didn't it? I just confessed to Naruto through some sort of text. The female Sannin nodded her head. Oh. My God. Shizun's face lit up like a fire and her face was buried in her hands. I can't believe you tricked me into saying that. What will he say to me when I see him again? Or when I manage to talk to him again? This is going to be so embarrassing. And what of his girlfriend? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Tsunade sighed and gave her panicked apprentice a tiny love tap on the forehead. Shizun rubbed it and stared at her mentor. When you fainted, I told Naruto what happened. He told me that he'd speak to you about it, but it should be face to face. I don't know when that will happen, but I want you to take this time to prepare yourself. Do you understand me? Shizun nodded. Good. Now go eat some dinner, take a bath and rest. We have a full week ahead of us. Hi, Tsunade-sama. When Shizun left, Tsunade remembered one thing in the messages Naruto had sent her after hearing the confession. Naruto had stopped calling Shizun Ne-chan. What are you going to do about our little Shizun, Naruto? Naruto, are you still worrying about that confession from that woman? Naoto asked as Naruto hopped from one branch to the next. He was still inside the blade, but he could speak to Naruto. I am. It's not every day that your Ne-chan would suddenly turn into a woman who likes you in a non-familial way, Naruto grunted as he hopped to the next branch. Not only that, I have to think of my relationship with Yuki. Ah, so you already have a lover? Naruto blushed at what he implied. Not like that, you stupid ghost. She's only 13, hell, I'm only 13. Age is but a number, boy. Naruto muttered under his breath about stupid ghosts and old ways. As he hopped onto the next branch, he stopped when he felt people enter his dome of air. He knew the shapes that entered it and raised an eyebrow at that. Turning around, Naruto felt them moving through Harake's Miyabi, and they were only a few meters away now. What can I do for you, Darui, see, Yujito? He asked as the trio of Kumo ninjas arrived in front of him. Hello Naruto-san, Darui greeted. C nodded at him, while Yujito frowned. She still didn't like him, ever since she found out he could chain her easily and stop her from accessing her Bijuu's chakra. Naruto, you are one hard person to find, you know that? C sighed. We had to use Yujito here to track you down. When Naruto raised an eyebrow at them, C elbowed Yujito in her side. You still smell like a cat, Yujito muttered. We followed some information from villages who saw you pass through. If I could smell some sort of cat there, we followed it until we found you. Okay then. Naruto mumbled. What are you three doing here? Asama gave us the dull mission to ask you and Itachi Uchiha to join Kumogakure, Darui drawled out. The trio saw Naruto tense for a second and they tensed too. They were told to flee from him if he wanted a fight. And if I were to refuse this offer? We were told to leave you alone. Naruto looked at them before drawing the quill blade from his back. The blonde saw that they were about to bolt but held up his hand. Don't worry, I won't try to fight you. I'm just going to see if you're telling the truth. How are you going to do that? Yujito asked. The blade in Naruto's hand shrunk and he wrote the word for truth in the air. Since this was their first time seeing it, the trio was awed at that. They also could swear they heard a voice coming from somewhere saying the words, "You're still too slow." The glowing character then turned into an arrow and slammed into sea. "See, tell me, if I declined your offer, what would you guys do? We were told to leave you, and if you wanted to battle we were to flee immediately," C confessed even though he couldn't control his own mouth. Naruto nodded and put the blade away. C touched his mouth and looked at him. "What did you do to me? I placed a truth seal on you. It's a seal that makes you speak the truth." The blonde then turned around to leave. "Go tell A-san that even though I am a nuke nin, my allegiance is still to Konoha. Although, I will offer my services as a nuke nin to him if he is willing to pay me for the missions." Naruto reached into his pocket and threw a piece of paper at them. "You'll contact me through there. Just write the number 1 in the corner and write what you want. Got it?" "Got it. Good luck to whatever you are doing, Naruto-san," Darui stated. He then turned to his team and ordered them to leave the area. Before they could leave though, Naruto spoke out again. "Yujito-san, if you need someone to look over your seal, I'll be willing to help." "What are you talking about?" she asked. "I can feel some of the Nibi's chakra in your system. If it manages to get loose, I'll handle it, okay? We are friends after all." Yujito opened her mouth to give a snide remark about them not being friends but closed it at the insistence of Darui. "Fine. If I ever need help I will call upon you." After that Naruto jumped off in the opposite direction as themselves. "I never considered him a friend." "You should," Darui replied. "He has kept a correspondence with our team during these 5 years via mail. He likes talking to us, Yujito. Don't forget that he was the one who convinced Raikage-sama to agree into the truce we have with Konoha. He even greeted us kindly and showed us around Konoha when we visited. He's a friend whether you like it or not." Yujito put her lips into a thin line and did not respond. In her head though, another female voice told her that she should lighten up and just befriend the boy since he seemed kind and caring. That and he would make a good mate. "Uchiha, Oka-san," Itachi opened the door to the room that his mother and brother shared. Mikoto looked up and saw that he held a piece of paper to her. "Naruto wanted to speak to you since you asked for it last time." "Thank you. Are you sure that you aren't done with your information exchange though?" Mikoto asked her son. "We are. He told me about Kyuubi, about how his spy network was growing in Konoha and a few other things. He also told me that Tsunade-sama has given Ayam-chan a communication paper as well. If you could be so kind, please be fast. I want to speak to Ayam." "You know, you still have not introduced me to your girlfriend," Mikoto teased. "When we can go back to Konoha, I'll introduce you too. For now though, please speak to Naruto." "Fine." She took the paper and walked over to a desk. Hello Naruto-kun." Mikoto-sama, how are you?" I am better now, thank you for asking. Are you taking care of yourself?" Yes, Mikoto-sama. I am. I also have someone watching over my back, so don't worry about it." I see, that's good to hear." Mikoto-sama, I wanted to tell you that when I see you again, we are going to have to talk." That confused the woman. What did she and Naruto have to talk about? About what, Naruto-kun? I know how you're hiding your pain right now, Mikoto-sama. How you're trying to be strong for your Sasuke, for Itachi, hell even for me. You don't want us to worry about you, so you're putting up a strong front. Both Itachi and I know this. Black eyes widen at that. Her son knew she was in more pain than she was in, and his best friend did too? Naruto. don't know what to say. Don't say anything just yet. When we meet up, I'll be a shoulder to cry on if need be. I know you won't do this with Itachi, you don't want your son to worry about you even more than he already has. So when he leaves and you're under my care, you can let it all out, okay? Can you wait until then? Mikoto really did not know what to say to that. She was so sure she hid it well enough from the two boys, but she was wrong apparently, and now one of them was offering to be her emotional punching bag when they meet up again. Would she take his offer on this? Okay. Is that all you wanted? With you, yes, but could you please give it to Sasuke? Sasuke? Yeah. I need to talk to him too. If you are sure. Mikoto stood up and went to the kitchen. Sasuke was sitting down at the table with various cats milling about. His eyes were still cold and partially dead to the world. Sasuke, Mikoto called out. Yes, Oka-san? Sasuke asked. Naruto-kun wants to speak to you. He does? Yes. She hands him the paper and the pen, before sitting next to him. Naruto-san? Sup Sasuke? How's life treating you? At the choice of words Sasuke frowned. That was, poorly chosen Naruto-san. I know. I just wondering how you are doing. I'm doing fine, or better than before. Sasuke, I know you are devastated by the effects of what had happened that night, but I want you to do something for me. What is that? Talk to your mother about the good times you had with your family. Why? For one thing, it will get it off your chest and help you move on. Remember the good times you had, remember all of the great things you had with your clan. Yes, it will be painful, but remember to remember them after their recent death, but try to keep them in a good light in your eyes as to not forget them. I guess I can do that. Good. Now you little brat, if you do this and help out your mom around the place, I promise to teach you some of the stuff I've learned over the past few years. The change in subject got Sasuke's eyes to widen, especially since he was always interested in Naruto's jutsus. You're willing to teach me some of your jutsus? Yeah. Just be a good boy and do what I asked of you, okay? Got it, Naruto-san. And tell your mom to not worry about me too much. I'm not the same stupid kid I was 5 years ago. Mikoto read that over his shoulder and laughed. He may not be the same stupid kid, but he's still Naruto, she muttered. Let's give this paper to your nii-san and then let's do what he said, okay? Hi Oka-san. Time skip, Naruto was traveling through the mountainside slowly. He still was training with Naoto, and he was happy to see that he was getting faster at riding seals. He was also happy that he could change the size of the blade quicker now. The blonde had just managed to get past border patrol a few hours ago, having slipped by the Konoha ninjas. Naruto also stopped by one of the supply depots to steal some supplies for himself. He stole food, water, a new cloak, and some other necessities. Not only that, but he had managed to swipe off a current bingo book from a sleeping Konoha ninja. Damn, Minato team put a high bounty on me, Naruto whistled as he walked down a beaten path. The blonde then gave it to Naoto. It's in the millions. That is a rather high number, Naoto agreed as he walked alongside him. The mad doctor was looking at the information about the blonde. Naruto Uzumaki, shining in prisoner age, 13D.O.B, October 10th hair, blonde eyes, blue height, 154 centimeters, approximate 5 feet, weight, 45 kilograms, approximate 100 pounds. Rank, ANBU Captain Ninja Registration Number, 012607 Class, S-Class. Reason for desertion, attempted coup with Uchiha clan. Threat level, extremely high, kill on sight known jutsus. Along with those were several other things such as intelligence, taijutsu, genjutsu on a rating scale from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest. He scored mostly 4s on them. Genjutsu was a 2, taijutsu was a 5. What sort of alias is Shining Imprisoner? Naoto asked when he reread that name again. It has to do with my jutsus, Naruto explained. Most of my jutsu somehow managed to stop people's movements, thus calling me an imprisoner. It's mostly attributed to the Kudai no Ryujutsus, along with the chains that I can produce, but there are a few other techniques I have that block movement. That is the imprisoner part. How about the shining? That comes from my Kekii Genkai. Naruto lifted up his hand and created a small disc made out of Rantun chakra. Storm Release is a Kekii Genkai that is a mixture of Suitun and Raitun chakras. It gives electricity a flowing quality just like water. It also lets me control them a bit. Just like what I did with Rantun, Hoshi Hanabi. Due to the glow I get, I was given that title by my men. I see. From that point on, both Naoto and Naruto had just walked in silence, Naoto reading up on the current Nukeneens and Naruto thinking about the past and future. Time skip, Kushina had finished cleaning up the lunch she had for herself before going to her bedroom. She laid down on her bed and thought about what had occurred recently to her family. Yuri was growing distant towards her and Tsubaki that they had to watch her every time that Minato was around. The two redheads didn't want the only other person in their family to ruin the small connection they have made with Naruto. Tsubaki on the other hand was acting as if nothing had happened, as per her request. She still went to school and did her chores like she usually did, but Kushina found herself amazed at something. Tsubaki was spending more time with her and smiling more. During her time under the seal's control, she remembered that Tsubaki wouldn't speak much and tend to shy away from others, even from her own family. The only person whose presence she allowed was Naruto. Kushina thought it was due to the fact there was an attempted murder on the girl by her own nanny when they were 5 years old. Kushina was away buying groceries with Yuri before her lessons with Naruto, and Minato was at work. Tsubaki didn't want to go, so she was left with a nanny. The nanny was someone who they trusted with all their hearts, so they left the children with her. When Kushina and Yuri came back, she saw blood on the floor of their house and the nanny dead on the floor with a kunai in her back. She rushed into the house, went to Tsubaki's room where she heard and saw Naruto holding a crying Tsubaki in his arms. He was rubbing the girl's back with one hand, while the other was holding a kunai. His eyes were trained on the door. The blonde explained to her that when he arrived for his lessons, that the door was locked and he heard shouting coming from the inside. He busted the door open and saw that the nanny was standing over Tsubaki with a kitchen knife in hand poised to strike. Naruto had tackled the nanny and rushed to Tsubaki's side. He continued on to say that the nanny called Tsubaki a demon and demanded for her death. Naruto was forced to kill her and Tsubaki was taken up the stairs by a clone. That night Tsubaki wouldn't calm down at all, she kept crying and crying. When Naruto decided to leave, she wouldn't let him and clung onto him. The little girl pleaded for him to stay. She even flinched when Kushina and Minato tried to separate the two. So, they let the boy stay the night in her room, in her bed. It had been weeks before Tsubaki would be able to sleep without something that reminded her of Naruto in the room. Snapping out of her reveries, Kushina decided it was time to catch up with her son again. She hadn't spoken to him in a few days, since he told her she was training and on the move. But since I am his mother, I can tell him to stop and speak to me, she thought with a smile. The red-headed woman went to her underwear drawer that she kept the paper in and nearly screamed in shock. The paper wasn't in there. Rummaging through her panties and lingerie, she couldn't find it at all. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oka-san, I'm home. Tsubaki called out as she entered their house. She went up the stairs to find her frantic mother. Oka-san, what's wrong? Tsubaki, that paper is missing. That made the red-headed girl's eyes widen. I know I didn't misplace it and it's not in the drawer. Oh no, do you think Yuri took it to Ota-san? Kushina's head whipped up and looked at her daughter. She then rushed past her to Yuri's bedroom to find the girl sitting at her desk, her eyes trained on the paper she was looking for with a pen in hand. Tsubaki made her way there too but was stopped by her mother. Kushina motioned for Tsubaki to be quiet and to just watch. Yuri, the blonde Namikaze girl, was looking at the paper with some contempt. On the other side of this paper was the person who ruined her family in her eyes. The one who brought her world crumbling down. She frowned at the paper even more. She wanted to say something to the blonde idiot on the other side, but she didn't know what to say. Even after leaving school early and sneaking past her mother to steal the paper, Yuri had the paper with her for a good hour and still had nothing to say to the boy. Deciding to go with her gut, Yuri wrote the number 1 in the corner and wrote her message. Why, Naruto Uzumaki, are you there? N. Who are you and why do you have this paper? What did you do to my Kushina-sama? The letters were scribbled in a hurried and furious pace, showing Yuri that Naruto was worried for her Oka-san. Why, don't worry, she is safe. It is I, Yuri Namikaze. N.O. What do you want? Why, I wanted to deliver a message to you. N. Which is? That question was a rather valid one. What was her message to the person who had intruded into her life all those years ago, the one who had changed it so drastically in the present? Taking a deep breath, she chose her words carefully. Why, I hate you. I hate you for all the things you have done to me. You ruined my family. My Oka-san thinks Ota-san is evil. My sister thinks you're the greatest thing in the world. You broke down my perfect little world, Naruto Uzumaki, that is why I hate. The other end of the paper did not respond for a few minutes before a single sentence came back. N. Is that all, or do you have any other reasons to hate me? Now that had her attention again. Did she have other reasons to hate him? Before she knew it, her hand was already responding, writing in a similar rushed and furious manner as the first message she got from Naruto. Why, I hate the fact that you stole Oka-san's attention from me when I was younger. I hate the fact that you have my sister's affection more than I do. I hate the fact that my father hates you. I hate the fact that you have the attention of all my entire family, even my own. I hate that you laugh and play with Tsubaki. I hate that you spend time learning with Oka-san. I hate that you and my Ota-san argued every time. Most of all, I hate how you paid very little attention to me when I was younger. After the little rant, her eyes widened and her hand dropped the pen as if it burned her. She moved back from her desk a bit and looked at the paper. Did I just write down all that? Did I write down that I was actually striving for his attention too? Yuri thought to herself. That was one of her secrets that she swore she'd never say aloud, that she actually wanted the attention of the blonde boy who kept visiting her home. She may have found him intriguing and a mystery, but she found him to be funny and a great person as well. She saw him as a great friend and probably a great brother if they were related. When he started paying less attention to her and more to the rest of her family, especially Tsubaki, she felt hurt and confused. So she took the comfort she was given by her father, the attention he gave her, and grew a bit attached. When she started training as a ninja, she tried to get some training from him too, but he was always busy, so she ended up demanding it from other people, saying that she deserved it because she was the Hokage's daughter. This was what led him to believe that she had a big ego. All she was really doing was calling out to him, to give one look in her direction, just like he did with her sister and her parents. And now, he knew. As she stared at the paper, words formed. Slowly walking to it, she peered at the words on it. Yuri, I didn't know. Kami, I feel bad. I should have seen it. I'm sorry, Yuri. I didn't mean to ignore you like that. Yuri looked at it and wondered if it was sincere. Since she couldn't see his face, she really couldn't read his emotions. Taking the pen off the ground, she wrote back. Why, do you mean that? Every word. Cammy, I feel like a big prick. I promise I won't ignore you from now on, and I always keep my promises. If you want to talk to me, just ask Kushina-sama to give you the paper and I will try my best to reply okay. Yuri looked at it. She wanted to take his word for it, to truly believe in what he was saying. She wanted his attention so bad. So the next thing she wrote down was her ultimatum of sorts. Why, you better keep that promise. If you don't, I'm going to drive a chakra-enhanced foot into your balls. You can believe, Tebeo. Just promise me you won't cause trouble for Tsubaki and Kushina-sama. Why, okay. Just one last thing though. What is it? Why, can you call me the same you do Tsubaki? Of course, Yuri-hime. I have to go for now, I'm close to my destination. I won't know how long I'll be gone, but I'll contact you guys first when I'm done with what I'm doing. Goodbye Yuri-hime. Why, goodbye, Naruto-kun. Yuri felt heat in her cheeks when read his response. Being called Yuri-hime by him made her heart flutter a bit. The blonde girl was sure she had a blush on her entire face. A cough grabbed her attention and she saw her Oka-san and Tsubaki looking at her. Oka-san. Tsubaki. So is there anything you'd like to tell us, Yuri? Kushina asked. Namely, why you're blushing like that. No. Yuri then hung her head and offered the paper to Kushina. I'm sorry for stealing it. I just wanted to talk to Naruto-san about something. To clear the air between us. Oh? How'd that end up? Tsubaki asked in a polite manner. Better than I expected. So are you going to tell us why you were blushing at the end? Kushina teased. Oh Oka-san. After Naruto had ended his conversation with Yuri, he made a promise to himself that he wouldn't ignore her. After the whole nanny stint at the Namikaze household, he found that he was always taking care of Tsubaki, and only now did he notice that he had barely paid attention to Yuri. Shaking those thoughts out, Naruto was staring over the great village of Iwagakure. There were several tall buildings made out of stone, and the village itself was surrounded by mountains and a few waterfalls. So he's in here, huh? Naruto asked the air. Soon Naoto materialized next to him. Yes, Kouga Uzumaki is in there somewhere, he replied. Well, let's go then. Within IWA, a long white leather duster started glowing with chakra. The energy was strong enough to actually light up the room, and then it stopped a few seconds later. If there was anyone present, they would have been able to hear the whisper coming from it. So Naoto has woken us up for a pupil. The voice stated. Very well, let us test him out. Naruto slowly made his way through the gates of Iwagakure, with their ninjas not being any the wiser. Although that could be attributed to him not looking like himself. Naoto had written a rather complex seal and had Naruto pump a lot of chakra into it. From what he had seen of the seal, all there was to it was a few seals that created several genjutsus, minor ones that stacked onto of the other. To be put bluntly, it was a seal that mimicked a henge but also seemed to conceal the chakra of the user. So the real reason why Naruto had just walked in through the gates was because he did not look like himself. He actually was henged into looking like Naoto himself. As he made his way through, the very first thought Naruto had about the place was, where can I get some ramen? We're here to get an ancient Uzumaki clan artifact, and the first thing you think of is where you can get some ramen? Naoto asked from his place inside the quill blade. What, I'm hungry, Naruto replied mentally. I haven't had a good bowl of ramen since I've left Konoha, so deal with it. Naruto then frowned. By the way, can't you make this illusion less similar to you? What do you mean? I mean, I don't want to look like you the entire time I'm in Iwagakure. I see. Fine, just find a bathroom and dispel the illusion. After that, just write illusion red hair somewhere on your arm. That should change it enough for you, right? I guess. Naruto sighed. He walked around until he found a public bathroom. He went into the men's room and into the stall. Dropping the genjutsu, Naruto took out the quill blade and wrote on his forearm what Naoto told him. He felt his chakra surge for a brief moment before it stopped. Exiting the stall, Naruto made his way towards the mirror. He looked exactly like himself, but his hair was now in the color of the signature Uzumaki red. Sweet. Now time to find some ramen. Making his way through Iwagakure, Naruto took in the sights. Unlike Konoha, which was full of trees, Iwa was very mountainous. Almost on all sides of the village were mountains and several waterfalls. It was similar to Kumo in a way, but instead of going up towards the heavens, Iwa was firmly rooted to the ground. That was not the only thing Naruto found in common between the two. The young boy noticed all the shinobi walking around. Even in a time of peace, they still have a standing ninja army. It's just like Kumo. Why, is Konoha not like this? Naoto asked. No. Konoha is more lax compared to what this place is. That was one of the reasons I was able to escape so easily. Enough of that though, Naruto said aloud. I need to find myself some ramen. He walked down the streets and asked several people where the best ramen shop in the village was. All of them pointed to different directions. So after 5 minutes of asking, Naruto was sitting on a park bench looking at the long list of ramen shops that people had suggested to him. Man, I don't know which one to go to. As he was contemplating it, a cat stopped and jumped onto his lap. Well, this is odd, Naruto said to himself. He then started to pet the cat's head and scratch its ears. What are you doing out here on your own, little fella? That cat seemed to purr into his hands. Hey! Naruto and the cat looked up to see a trio of kids around his age running up to him. One was a girl with black hair, one was a fat boy, and the last one was a kid with brown hair. Hold that cat! The trio of teens made it in front of him and were out of breath. Naruto chuckled as the girl hatefully glared at the cat in his arms, while the two boys tried to catch their breath. Do you mind giving the cat to us? Why? Naruto asked innocently. So I can skin it alive. Kuratsuchi. You know we have to get Taiga-san back to the daimyo's wife, the pudgy boy whined. Your grandpa is going to get mad if you try to hurt it again, and besides it's our mission. I don't care if it's our mission, Akatsuchi, the girl now named Kuratsuchi shouted back. This cat needs to die. Think of all the trouble it gives to us genin. In one day alone 5 squads have gone to catch this cat. Naruto started laughing really hard, causing the people to look at him weirdly. What's wrong with you? Ah, nothing, it's just that they have the same problem when I visited another village to try out their ramen, Naruto lied effortlessly. I saw all these kids running after a cat just like you. It was just so funny I couldn't help but laugh at you three. Watch it, punk, Kuratsuchi growled. Now give me that cat. Naruto looked at the cat that looked back pleadingly towards him as if it were asking not to be given to the girl. I'll give it to your teammate, not you. He doesn't seem like he wants to kill the cat here. Akatsuchi smiled while Kuratsuchi frowned at him. By the way, what's this guy's name? Naruto asked about the third person. When the boy opened his mouth to respond, Kuratsuchi started speaking again. It doesn't matter what his name is. Now just give me Taiga and we'll leave you alone. Naruto rolled his eyes and gave the cat to the fat boy. Thank you. The trio turned to leave and were already halfway through the park when Naruto called out to them. Hey, wait. Akatsuchi turned around and looked at him. Yes? Where is the best ramen shop around here? Oh, if you want the best ramen shop around here you should go to Ikemen's 2 blocks down. They have the best miso pork ramen in all of Iwa. Thank you. Naruto then turned and left the trio of genin. Time to eat. Tsuchikage Tower, my back is killing me, Inoki muttered under his breath as he arched his back. I'm getting too old for all this shit. He then turned around to face two ninja with very nervous looks on their faces. Tell me again how a person had just waltzed into Iwa under a genjutsu? Sir, it was rather intricate and a master at genjutsu noticed and tried to follow him, but they couldn't find him after he went into a bathroom. Inoki then glared harder, causing the two to flinch. There could be a spy in Iwa and it could be your fault. We're sorry, Tsuchikage-sama, the two apologized, bowing their heads. Get out of my sight, you useless twits. The two rushed out of the office as fast as their feet could take them. When the door slammed shut, Inoki swiveled his chair around and rubbed his temples. He then reached into his desk and took out a microphone. He tapped the head and heard some reception on it. People of Iwagakure, be warned, there is an unknown person who entered our village. Ninjas, if you find the person, bring him towards me. This person is a master at genjutsu. Naruto. When Naruto heard the announcement from the ramen shop he was eating in, he almost snorted, master at genjutsu, my ass. After eating his 5th bowl of ramen, Naruto placed down the amount required for his meal and then stood up. Thanks for the meal, old man. Although I have to say it's not the best ramen I've tasted in my life. Oh, and where would the best ramen be? The owner asked with a challenging smirk on his face. In a land far away. Naruto then smiled again before walking off. As he turned a corner, Naoto appeared next to him. So, Naoto-sensei, where is this Kouga person staying? From the very faint chakra signature I can feel from his duster, in the center of the village, the mad doctor replied while pointing at the Tsuchikage Tower. It seems like he's in the basement of the building. Got it, let's go do this and leave. As he made his way towards the tower, Naruto made sure to note all the escape routes and any places of interest in case things go bad after being tested by Kouga. As he made it to the front door of the tower, Naruto noticed all the ninja walking around. That call really got them on edge. If only Konoha were like this. Sorry kid, I can't let you in right now. I am under strict orders not to let anyone in, the Chunin standing in front of the door told him. Oh, okay. Naoto-sensei, if you would take care of this guy please. What are you Suddenly the Chunin fell down and Naruto hurried inside. You didn't kill the man, did you? Naruto asked quietly as Naoto materialized next to him. No, just knocked him out. Good. Now, time to find the basement. As Naruto made his way through the building, he did not see a pair of eyes following him. After a few minutes of walking, Naruto finally found some stairs leading down to his destination. Reaching the bottom of the stairs, he found that the door to the storage room was locked. Gathering some chakra into his fist, Naruto smashed the handle and proceeded to go inside. Go to the left, you should probably see a white coat over there, Naoto told him. Naruto followed the instructions and was met with a glass casing with the white leather coat he was looking for. It seemed rather old and dusty. There were some holes in the sleeves and other worn areas around the whole thing. The inside of the coat was a deep red, but after being worn out it seemed more like a pale mahogany. Looks kind of ratty to me, Naoto-sensei. Just apply some chakra and blood on it and you'll see something spectacular happening. Alright if you insist, although I have to warn you there is an alarm. It is fine, just heed my warning though. Prepare a weapon, Kouga is a rather violent. Naruto nodded and drew the quill blade. Walking up to the casing he smashed the glass. The alarms started going off, but Naruto paid no mind to it. He cut his thumb and smeared it on the coat before applying some chakra. After a flicker of energy, Naruto had to draw his hand back due to pain coursing through him. Hey you, what are you doing? Naruto turned around to see who was shouting and cursed under his breath as he saw Kuratsuchi coming towards him. You're coming with me. You're in trouble for breaking and entering the Tsuchikage's tower. Get out of here. It's not safe. What do you mean by that trespass dash? She stopped talking when she felt a tug on her body. Naruto felt it too. He looked behind him towards the duster. He felt the pull coming from it. Suddenly, Naruto could feel the flow of chakra going on around him. The blonde also saw Kuratsuchi falling too. What Naruto didn't know was that several people near the Tsuchikage tower were also being affected. They were all collapsing to the floor, feeling the drain on their chakra. Several medical ninjas were scurrying around trying to find out what was happening. Back with Naruto. His eyes were trained on the duster in front of him. Slowly, it regained its luster and the tears were disappearing. After about a minute or so, the piece of clothing looked as if it were brand new. Gripping the blade tightly in his hands, Naruto prepared his body for anything that could happen. In the blink of an eye, the duster disappeared and Naruto stiffened. Twisting his body around, Naruto raised up the quill blade and blocked a katana that was mere inches from his face. The blonde then stared at the person holding it. He stood a good head and a half over Naruto, with messy red hair. He had green eyes that seemed to analyze Naruto as he stood there blocking his attack. Around his torso was the duster Naruto was looking for, and underneath that was a tight black shirt. His legs were hugged by leather pants and black boots. Naruto also took in the fact that there was no sheath anywhere on this man's person. Meaning that the katana in front of came from a seal probably. Naruto pushed upward and moved the blade away from him. As he did, Kouga moved the bottom end of the coat and a spear shot out of it towards him. The blonde rolled out of the way and deflected several shuriken that came from out of nowhere. The two men glared at each other before Naruto stood up. Kouga Uzumaki, I presume? Naruto inquired as he began to circle around the small area the two of them were in. Kouga mimicked his movements, but Naruto didn't care. He just wanted to get in front of Kuratsuchi just in case Kouga wanted to attack civilians. And you are the pupil Naruto found, Kouga spoke. His voice was deep and regal sounding. It is an honor to meet you, Naruto Uzumaki. I take it that you are going to try and obtain my duster, are you not? Yup. Okay then. Kouga then looked to the side where Naruto was standing and looking at the two of them. Mad Doctor, did you tell him anything about me? Not a thing, Armed Fong, save for your moniker, Naruto shrugged. Very well. Kouga turned towards Naruto again. You know how to obtain the ownership of this duster, right? I have to kill you, don't I? Naruto asked. Good, now please do not hold back, for I will not. Oh, and you should get the girl out of the way. I would. Like not to hurt her if I don't need to. Kouga then shoved both hands forward and two daggers came flying out from his sleeves. Naruto looked behind him to see Kuratsuchi starting to stand up. He grabbed her and moved out of the way as the two daggers stabbed in the places they were previously standing. Get out of here. Naruto told her as he put her down. What the hell is happening? Who is that? Who are you? Why are you two fighting? The girl demanded. As Naruto opened his mouth to reply, he pushed her out of the way and brought up his weapon to block an attack from an axe. It was a large battle axe that was coming up from an underhand swing. It was safe to say Naruto was surprised by the force of the attack. He was actually lifted up and shot towards the stairwell that led to the room. Naruto righted himself as he landed and saw the axe disappear into the duster. Kouga spread apart billowing tail coat of duster and suddenly over 20 knives shot out of the red part. Shit! Naruto backflipped and ran up the stairs to avoid being skewered. As he ran up he saw ninjas coming from down both halls. Stop where you are, a ninja shouted. Crap! The blonde then heard a whistling noise coming from behind him and ducked. He was lucky he did as a javelin embedded itself into the wall in front of him. Naruto turned around to see Kouga running towards him. As the spirit passed by his knives, they seemed to be absorbed back into the duster as he passed over it. Cursing under his breath, Naruto turned on Raiton no Yoroi and jumped onto the roof and sped out of the way. He needed to get to an open area. This place was too small to go out in a big brawl against a man who had so many weapons at his disposal. "We told you to the ninja was interrupted mid-sentence as Kouga used him as a platform to run after Naruto. "You should not run, Naruto-san, it will just make it harder for yourself," Kouga advised. Naruto muttered under his breath before punching a wall and creating a hole to go to the outside. With a Noki, "What in blazes was that?" that Tsuchikage demanded as he felt the building shake a bit. "Tsuchikage-sama," a shinobi shouted as he entered the room. "There is a battle going on, between two unknown individuals. It started from our basement and has now reached the streets." Just as the ninja said that, Anoki heard screams coming from the outside. Looking out his window, he saw a boy with blonde hair dueling with a man with red hair. "What are you doing just standing there? Go out there and stop them. Deploy more shinobi if needed." "Hi Tsuchikage-sama." Naruto parried another attack from a katana only for the blade to disappear, and was replaced with a spear thrust towards his face. He dodged that and tried to slug Kouga across the face. The spirit made the spear disappear and caught Naruto's fist. Kouga then reeled back his own hand and punched Naruto. The attack managed to shake Naruto up a bit. "Raiton, Jibashi!" Naruto shouted in retaliation. Electricity flowed from out of his palms and over the man's body. Kouga grunted before moving away a bit. Doing a quick scan of the area, Naruto made sure no one else was around before the fight would escalate even higher. Luckily, with all of the violence happening, all the civilians had left already. The blonde then ducked a pair of kunai and shortened the quill blade. He then hastily wrote few characters and narrowly dodged the blade of a scythe as it swung right next to him. "You are very good at dodging, although that won't take you far," Kouga told him. The man's green eyes never seemed to leave Naruto, as if he were watching to prepare for the next movement from the boy. "I know that," Naruto replied. "I just don't know how to fight you yet." Naruto then flicked the quill blade upward and a blackened arrow shot up. From the arrow, smoke was emitted covering the area in which Naruto stood in. "Interesting, Naruto has taught you some of his skills." Suddenly chakra chains erupted from the ground and shot out of the smoke, which completely covered Kouga. "Oh? Did Eiji train you as well? Odd, I did not see his artifact on your body." 10 kunais then flew out of the smoke, all with explosive tags attached to the ends. They hit their target and a large explosion shook the streets. The smoke that was covering Naruto had then been sealed away once again into the blade. "Boy," a voice shouted from around him. Naruto then looked up to see several ninjas surrounding him. "You are under arrest. You are to come with us for questioning. Get away from here. This battle isn't over yet," Naruto warned them. "He is right, you know," Kouga stated as the dust cleared from the explosion. There was not a scratch on him, but there were several tears on the duster. "Please stay out of our way, this is a familial dispute. No, both of you are under arrest. Drop the weapons." Kouga sighed before a dagger tail fell from his sleeve. Spinning his arm in a wide arc, several blades detached from the chain of blades and stabbed into several of the ninja there. Those who were hit fell to the ground stiff, while those who were only grazed seemed to fall to their knees. Naruto rushed forward, and it was only thanks to a combination of Raiton no Yoroi and Haruka's Miyabi that he was able to dodge all of them. The blonde then threw some shuriken and clashed blades against Kouga as the spirit summoned a katana. "You didn't kill them, did you?" Naruto questioned. "I did not. Those were only dipped in a paralysis solution courtesy of Naruto," Kouga responded. "They will be able to move after a few hours. That caused Naruto to frown, but nevertheless he was happy that these people weren't killed. Naruto nodded before he let go of the blade with one hand and reared it back. A blue orb of chakra appeared in it and Naruto shouted his jutsu. Rasengan. The move sent Kouga through a wall. The spirit then jumped out of the hole and brought down a sickle onto Naruto. When it connected, all Kouga saw in return was a log in the place Naruto previously was. Rantun, Raiza Sakusu. Several beams of lighting were blasted towards Kouga. The spirit tried to dodge them, but they seemed to turn and hit him at last second, causing him to fall to the floor. Kouga then saw a flicker of movement to his left and saw Naruto finishing some hand seals. His left hand started to crackle with electricity as he slugged Kouga across the face. Before the spirit could react, Naruto's fist seemed to blur and the speed of the electrically charged punches went faster. It was as if there was no time in between when Naruto had to pull his arm back to punch and the one before it. Rantun, Mateo Shawa, Storm Release, Meteor Shower. After the combination of attacks, the armed Fang was launched backwards, causing him to skid along the ground. Get up, I know that hasn't hurt you enough. Kouga slowly stood up and was laughing. That was rather interesting, but let us face it, that still was not enough, Kouga told him. I hope you are as agile as I think you are, for this is going to hurt if you are not. Kouga took off his duster and threw it into the air. The spirit then snapped his fingers. After that action, Naruto's ears heard the faint noise of something being unsheathed. Looking at the article of clothing floating in the air, he saw tips of tens if not hundreds of blades coming out. Fire! Suddenly all the blades within the duster were shot out towards Naruto, who had to speed himself up to outrun the endless assault. As he ran away from the attacks, he looked back only for a second to notice one thing. After the blades hit the floor, they disappeared in a puff of smoke, as if it were being sealed away. So that's how he keeps it endless, Naruto thought to himself. After an attack he reseals it somehow at a distance. Suddenly the onslaught stopped, and Naruto turned around to see Kouga panting on the floor. I take it you're almost out of chakra? It must be taxing to keep sealing and unsealing all of those weapons one right after the other. Even if it was an insignificant amount used for sealing, doing that over and over again during that short time span must have been taxing. I forget that I am just a being of chakra now, Kouga stated. I cannot use that move now. Kouga sighed before standing up. So does this mean you give up? No. It means I have to use a different method of battling you now. I cannot keep unsealing and sealing my weapons, would just exhaust myself. So I must now use a method I'd rather not use. Kouga started to bristle up and his breathing became labored. I am sorry to show you this, but since it is part of my arsenal I will use it. Naruto knew that whatever was happening, Naruto shouldn't let the jutsu to occur. So Naruto used Shunshin to close the gap and went to stab Kouga in the chest to end the fight. As he stabbed though, Naruto saw his blade go through the person's body. What? My, it seems that Kouga has decided to forego using his swords, Naoto told him as he appeared next to Naruto. Wait, where did he go? I didn't feel him move out of the area at all. Oh, he's still in your bubble of air. You just can't feel him. When Naruto heard those words he felt confused until he remembered something. Turning to the side he saw that the white duster was on the ground and his eyes widened. Oh crap. He felt a movement come from behind him, and it forced him to use Kawarimi to dodge the attack. Looking from the place where the stone slab he had switched himself, Naruto saw the slab cut into 4 pieces but no signs of Kouga. You ditched the only real thing I can completely follow. Although I can hear you. The blonde turned his head to the side and saw Kouga had changed. He didn't look the slightest bit human. Kouga seemed to have transformed into some bipedal wolf man with gray fur. His form was hulking and large. Claws were extended from each of his digits on both hands and feet that gleamed in the sunlight. Just what are you? Naruto asked, getting ready to attack if necessary. You can say I am the doctor's first and only genetic experiment, Kouga growled out from his snout. Let us see if you can beat me, Naruto-san. In this form, I don't expend chakra at all, so let us see you handle me. With speed he didn't have before, Kouga had closed the gap between the two of them and did a downward swipe with his left hand. Naruto dodged to the left and he saw the building behind him gain large cuts into its side. The blonde then ducked under a kick, which also left large marks on the side of the building. Raising up the quill blade, Naruto made a quick slice at his opponent's torso, but was met with some resistance from the muscle there. He then felt the claw coming down towards him again, forcing him to speed out of the way. Inoki, the Tsuchikage, watched as the battle raged on between the boy and the wolf man in the streets. He wanted to interfere, but as he watched the fight, Inoki noticed that all those that got nearby would end up unconscious without either of the two attacking them. Someone else is there making sure we don't interfere, he thought to himself. He then looked at the ninjas behind him in his office, who were also watching the battle as well. Do we have any information on the two battling down there? He asked. Although the blonde looks rather familiar. From what your granddaughter in the clinic told us that the boy is Naruto Uzumaki, if she heard right, a ninja told him. You mean the Nukenin from Konoha is here? Inoki asked. He watched as the blonde wrote some seal in midair with the sword in his hand and shot explosive arrows at the wolf man. The mutated being just took it and kept charging the boy. Interesting. Do we know who this other person is? Kuratsuchi-sama heard the man introduce himself as Kouga Uzumaki. Do we know what village is he from? No, sir. The ninja then looked a bit worried. Tsuchikage-sama, I was meaning to ask, but why are we not doing anything? Because someone else is out there making sure that no one goes to fight in their battle. Not only that, but I think that the two combatants would probably just hurt them to keep them out of harm's way. Another explosion was heard and the group turned to see Naruto being thrown out crater with blood dripping from his shirt. Although this is a very interesting battle indeed. Naruto, the blonde, tried to catch his breath as he stared into the crater made when Naruto missed a few explosive seal arrows, and got hurt when he underestimated the reach of Kouga's legs. The claws on his foot giving him several cuts across his chest. So here he was now, taking in breaths waiting for the next attack. He felt a change in the air and swiveled to the side while bringing his arm back. When Kouga landed in front of him, Naruto ducked under the swipe and threw his fist forward. Futon, Baraku Sheru. Naruto's attack connected with the wolfman's torso. Kouga felt himself being lifted up into the air by the force of both the punch and the futon chakra that went with it. To Kouga, it felt as if a boulder had hit his stomach. Naruto then continued with the next move in the forms. Suetun, Bamirian Wingu. Making a crescent in the ground with his foot, a geyser sprung up from beneath Kouga. This caused the wolf man to be ejected into the air soaking wet. Raitun, Haweto Dansu. Naruto jumped up and followed him, doing a multitude of punches and kicks enhanced by electricity before slamming him down with an axe kick. When Kouga touched the floor, Naruto was already in front of him with both palms in front of him. Futon, Baro Sutomu. A stream of burst of chaotic air was expelled from his hands. The jutsu left large cuts on Kouga's animalistic body as he was shot down the street, as well as eviscerated the ground behind him. That was excellent, Kouga stated as he stood up. Although, I would still be alive by a little bit. Naruto noticed the steam rising from the cuts that Kouga had and the fact that they were starting to get sealed up. I am sorry, but if you are out of energy right now, you may have lost this battle. Who said it was over? Naruto smirked as he disappeared in a plume of smoke. Kouga's eyes widened as he kept healing and sniffed the air, finding two beings with the same smell as Naruto. Behind him, he heard the crackling of electricity. Turning around, he saw Naruto holding the quill blade in both hands. His left held the blade while his right held the handle. He then raised it up for an overhead slash, but what made Kouga widen his eyes was the white glow around the blade. You know those moves too. Kouga then sprinted forward. You are more dangerous than I thought. As he got closer he heard a show from the side. Kudai no Ryu, Sentensuki, Emperor's style, whirling thrust. Several blades made out of wind stabbed several places on Kouga's body and nailed him to the ground. Kudai no Ryu, Sentenkyaku, Emperor's style, whirling kick. Kouga had a second to look to the side to see a Naruto with his foot covered in spiraling futon chakra slam into him. All the blades entered his body causing him pain. After standing up from the attack, Kouga saw that Naruto disappeared, leaving the other one behind, although this one seemed to have charged his attack more. Around Naruto the shape of a wolf howling appeared. Kudai no Ryu, Tobogiri, Emperor's style, howling cut. Naruto brought down the quill blade as a burst of electricity and the booming of thunder followed it. When he hit Kouga, the wolf man fell to a knee as his ears were ringing due to the attack. Naruto then put away his sword and put his arm out as a white glow covered him and Kouga. Kudai no Ryu, Tobo Kiru, Emperor's style, howling chop. Doing a chop across Kouga's chest, the white chakra covering Naruto and Kouga connected causing a burst of electricity. When the attack died down, Kouga was on the floor fatally injured seeing as there was a hole in his chest. Naruto was standing, panting hard. It's my win. It is not over just yet, Kouga told him. Kouga twitched his right arm and Naruto felt 3 blades stabbed him from the back. Looking down he saw 3 blades sticking out from his gut. The blonde then looked behind him to see the handle as well as the duster glowing a little bit. Survive this attack, and you have my acknowledgement. Slowly Kouga disappeared as Naruto fell to the floor in pain. He started to black out as he was starting to lose blood, but he felt the blades disappear. Crap. Naruto stated. Crap, I can't die yet. The blonde started to hear footsteps get closer, before he closed his eye. Blue eyes snapped open and immediately Naruto regretted it. It was bright out and his body was in pain. He looked down to see himself and saw bandages that were partially bloody covering his torso. The blonde took in his surroundings and found himself in what seemed to be a prison cell. None of his belonging was on him. Ugh, what happened, he said aloud. You're in a prison cell in Iwa, Naoto's voice drifted into his ear. Looking to the left, he saw the mad doctor sitting there inspecting his nails. How long was I out? He groaned. He looked at the ceiling. About 2 days. I have to say, you have rather remarkable healing. Not as good as the Senju clans or those of Jinchuriki but better than what I expected. I thought you'd still be unconscious for at least a week. Naoto smiled and shook his head. Although, I'm glad you survived. It would have been terrible if you died. Think of all the bad things that would have happened if you didn't. Suddenly a small burst of chakra occurred right next to Naoto and Kouga appeared. The armed Fang appeared and bowed to Naruto. I am sorry for trying to kill you, Naruto-sama, Kouga apologized in an oddly polite voice. Please punish me. As you see fit. It's okay. It was a test after all, Naruto replied. No, I think I should be punished. I may have killed you and ruined your chance to save your family. When Naruto raised an eyebrow at him, Kouga cleared his throat. Naoto-san has explained your situation to me. Since you have bested me in battle, I will lend you my aid. But I still deserve to be punished. The blonde turned towards Naoto. Is he always like this? He, was always behind on the times. He also doesn't have a sense of humor. So please be patient with him, Naoto replied. He's really a nice person once you get to know him. Also be a bit more forceful so he can understand that it is an order from a superior. Naruto sighed and shook his head. He then turned towards Kouga and cleared his throat. Raise your head, Kouga, you do not need to apologize. You were testing me and you had it in your right to come close to killing me. But Kouga tried to speak as his head shot up. He closed his mouth when he saw Naruto glare. I said it was fine. I accept your apology, but you don't need to apologize to me. As you wish, Naruto-sama. Kouga bowed his head once more and crossed his arms. What is it we are going to do about our current situation, Naruto-sama? Current situation? We're stuck in a jail cell, Naoto replied. We may be spirits, but we are bound to you for now. Your equipment was taken from you, and now we're stuck. What do you intend to do, Naruto? Escape, of course, the blonde responded immediately. As a doctor, I say you are in no condition to be doing anything like that for the next few days, Naoto told him. But I need to keep moving. Need to get to Yuzu and gather those I swore to protect. Naoto turned towards Kouga. What do you think? Naruto-sama is in no shape to travel, hence he should stay in bed and rest, the man replied. Even if it is in prison? Naruto asked. Even if it is prison, Naruto-sama, Kouga answered. But relax kid, Naoto smiled. We said you do too much work. We never said anything about us helping you break out. What Kouga and I will spring you from the prison, and all you'll have to do is get a summon to carry you while we battle our way out of the center of Iwagakure towards the city walks. After that, we run for your life. Oh, and we also have to get our artifacts back. That sounds rather dangerous, Mad Doctor, Kouga stated. Don't worry about it, Kouga. We're going to battle. Just like old times. Although Eiji is not with us. He will be one day, but for now we have to make do with what we have. Naoto then turned to Naruto. Naruto, do you think you can summon a mount-sized summon? Probably one that will make sure you will not fall off its back while we run? I'll try, Naruto responded. Naruto put his hands into the ram seal and started to hold chakra. Slowly it began to build up. I am surprised they did not put a chakra-blocking seal on him, Kouga commented. It is rather inefficient of them to do so. Oh, they did put a seal on him. I just ripped it off when I arrived, Naoto answered. This will take a while, probably 3 minutes at the least. I see. What are we going to do until then? Stir up some trouble. I'll do the same. Hopefully, Anoki has the right idea and stay away for a bit and stay away from this cell. The two older Uzumaki men nodded and disappeared from the cell in bursts of chakra, returning to their vessels. This left Naruto to concentrate on gathering chakra on his own. So what will we be doing with the Konoha trader? An old man demanded the Tsuchikage. We can use him as bargaining chip with Konoha. We may be able to pull something from them in that way. I agree, another council member stated, this time an old woman. We may be able to gain an advantage over Konoha this way. I see what you are implying, Anoki told them. That may be true, but we should wait until he is awake to do anything. Are we all in agreement for that? He saw all the members nodding. Good. Now you are dismissed. All the council members nodded and left the Tsuchikage alone. I wonder what's happening out in research. They took the 2 artifacts from the boy. Maybe they can figure out what is happening. In the research and development wing of the intelligence building, 2 separate rooms were holding both the quill blade and the Kouga's battle duster. The scientists who were looking at the battle duster were studying the several small seals on the inside of the article of clothing. I don't get it. All I see are storage seals. There is nothing so special about this thing, a scientist stated. That odd person fighting the intruder was wearing this thing. Then after the fight, he all but disappears, another one explained. Tsuchikage-sama wants to know what he did. This is going to take a while though. I don't even know what half of these seals are. These are just plain ancient. I mean there are one-character seals for entire arrays here, another scientist whined. I don't think that's possible outside of the simplest of explosive tags. Suddenly the duster started to glow. Is this supposed to be happening? What did you do? I didn't do anything. The glow died down, but a burst of chakra filled the room. The men and women in the room had to cover their eyes and move away from the article of clothing. When the light died down they saw a red-haired man standing on the table. Kouga had reappeared in his duster and looked around. I am sorry for the intrusion but I will be taking what is mine, he told them. I do hope that you do not feel threatened by my actions. 2 tomahawks appeared in hand. If shall excuse me, I need to be on my way. Electricity then covered the blades, and before the scientists could react, Kouga hurled the weapons at the wall. Not only did they destroy it, but also it created a large sound alerting the people around them. Kouga then jumped after his weapons. When he was finally gone, the scientists were able to react. Notify the Tsuchikage. There is a madman on the loose, one of them shouted. Off in another part of the building Naruto appeared as well. He had taken out the researchers by hitting them with poison-laced needles. Since he knew Naruto didn't want many casualties, he just hit them all with sleep-coated ones. The medic Nin sighed and looked around. Time to find where Naruto's stuff is being held, he muttered to himself. He left the room and looked around. Closing his eyes he focused on Naruto's chakra signature. There was one far away, probably the real Naruto, and a few pieces just a few doors down. I hope they didn't destroy anything he owns. He'd be mad if he finds out that his little paper was destroyed. Kuratsuchi slowly made her way down towards the jail cells in the Tsuchikage Tower. She really had no reason to be there. She came here to visit the boy in the cells, she thought to herself. To be honest, she really didn't like him. She really didn't, but she felt like she owed him something, probably because he took an attack for you, a little voice in the back of her head stated. So that why she was down here, carrying a bowl of ramen, just in case he was awake. Sure, he was an enemy, but he helped her out. Leaving him some food was the least she could do. When she finally made it to the bottom of the stairs and towards his cell, she felt something. She wasn't a sensor type, that's for sure, but she felt someone needing chakra until it stopped suddenly. That made the little girl frown. Someone in the cells didn't have a chakra seal on them? Humph, it must be a civilian trying to be a ninja, she said to herself. When she got to the cell, she saw Naruto sitting up on the bed with his head against the wall with sheen of sweat on his face. Are you okay? Was the first thing she asked as she got there. Huh? Naruto opened his eyes and saw Kuratsuchi there. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just a bit tired. He closed his eyes again and leaned against the wall. The doctor said that you shouldn't be up for a week. Yeah, my Oba-chan says the same thing after every hard mission when I come home extremely hurt. The blonde let out a small laugh. He then opened his eyes and looked at her again, staring into her pink eyes. What are you doing here, Kuro-chan? Don't you know it's dangerous to be around me? I am a criminal after all. I just came to bring you food, that's all. I mean, you did help me out a while back. Naruto seemed to squint his eyes before nodding his head. Oh yeah, I moved you out of the way of Kouga's attack. So you are okay? I'm fine. Thank you. Naruto closed his eyes again and started breathing heavily. Are you sure you're okay? Kuratsuchi asked nervously. It wouldn't do her any good if one of the more famous prisoners of IWA died on her account. I said I was fine. Naruto gave a weak chuckle. It's just that I have such a cute warden who is worried about me. Kuratsuchi seemed to blush at that. Be baka. Don't tease the person who brought you food, she shouted. Naruto laughed again and opened his eyes and saw her hold a cup of instant ramen. Thanks for bringing that, but what? I think I'll eat some the next time you see me. Right now I have to be somewhere else. Wadash. She watched as Naruto, as hurt as he was, rushed through 4 hand seals. Kuchios no Jutsu. Naruto shouted before touching his hand to the wall. Kuratsuchi opened her mouth to say something, but the smoke and the following roar scared her. She looked inside the cell and saw a large black lion with a golden mane. It was roughly as tall as Naruto, but a bit bigger. On the ankle of its front paws were 3 interlocked bracelets on each. The lion stared at Kuratsuchi and growled. It scared her a bit. "Are you the insolent whelp that summoned me?" he growled. Kuratsuchi gulped and shook her head fervently. "Then who was it?" "It was me," Naruto wheezed from behind the lion. The large black beast turned around and looked at Naruto with frown. "You are my new summoner? A weak piece of trash such as you." The lion looked glared. "I don't know what Kinshur sees in you. He always saw people with potential. What is so special about you? Being an ANBU captain at age 13 should be good enough for you. Rank and status means nothing to me, whelp. Why are you special?" Naruto glared at the lion and the lion glared back. The lion's glare was condescending and prideful, Naruto's was defiant and calm. "I'm special because I have something worth living for." "Worth living for? Don't you mean worth dying for?" Kuratsuchi even seemed interested, even with being scared. She knew she should tell her grandfather, but she was scared of the lion. Even with the bars in between them, she suspected that he could cut through them easily. "If I die, how can I know they are safe? I'm willing to give my all to ensure those I care for are alive and well. I'm willing to give my all to ensure I live long enough to see them happy years later. I'm not willing to die for the people I love, I'm willing to live for them." Naruto glared again. "That is why I need your help. I have a lot of things to do. And if I don't? I'll kick your ass, even in my state," Naruto retorted with a glare. The lion glared back and gave a small growl before making a small purring noise. "Do not make me regret this, boy. My name is Kuroshi," Kuroshi warned him. "I'll put you on my back. I do not usually do this, Shiroshi usually helps transporting people. Find a way to keep you holding on to me. Can you mold chakra?" "Yes, but not as good as toads do." "Can you support a jutsu I do?" The lion nodded. "Okay, let's go." Kuroshi grabbed Naruto by his shirt using his jaw and threw him onto his back. Naruto focused a bit more chakra and sent chakra chains all around Kuroshi's body. Naruto then turned towards Kuratsuchi and smiled at her again. "Thanks for bringing me food. I won't blame you if you report me to the Tsuchikage. You are a loyal ninja after all." He then turned back to the lion. "Hit it. Yamitsum, Dark Claw." Kuroshi shouted as he clashed through the bars and jumped over Kuratsuchi and bounded up the stairs. Kuratsuchi listened for a moment, and when she heard women's screams and manly shouts, she then got up to inform her grandfather of an escaped criminal. The girl wanted to give him a head start after all. The mad doctor knocked on the door of the Tsuchikage secretary. He could hear alarms ringing throughout the village but paid it no mind. He was here to get Naruto's other stuff and be on his way. Slowly the door opened and an old woman poked her head out. "Hello there," Naruto greeted cordially. "I hope you don't mind, but I am here to take something that belongs to my friend." The woman gave a shout and tried to close the door. Naruto didn't want that happening, so he slammed his fist on the door. "I don't think so," he chided softly. He pushed it open and chopped the woman on the neck. Naruto then closed his eyes and gathered some chakra to find Naruto's things. He found it surprisingly easy. It was just behind a closet door. As he approached, Naruto felt himself smirk. "This is too easy," he muttered to himself. Resizing the quill blade into a smaller form, he started writing a seal in the air with his chakra and wrote the word, cancel, in the air. Touching it with the tip of the weapon, Naoto pushed the seal onto the door. There was a large burst of chakra and then nothing. Naoto then walked forward and opened the door and nothing happened. Taking a look to the side, he smirked. Well, it seems like they were prepared for us not to get his stuff, the doctor said aloud. His eye scanned the room and was met with several explosive tags. Sadly, they didn't expect an Uzumaki to handle this. Naoto grabbed Naruto's pack and examined it. He found everything where it should be. Time to find Kouga and Naruto. We'll have to get out of here. The red-haired ninja smiled as he moved through several ninja and smashed the handle of his katana into the stomach of yet another IWA ninja. He then spun on his right foot and slammed the dull side of the blade into the woman's neck. She fell to the floor hacking and coughing. I apologize, Kouga stated. That was not meant to be painful, but I am trying not to kill you. Ergo I caused you more pain. The ninja then jumped up onto a building before sealing away his katana. He then unsealed a brown staff that had a curved blade at the edge, a naginata. The armed Fang then turned towards the Tsuchikage tower where he heard several screams coming from. It seems like Naruto-sama has managed to escape as well. Kouga then twisted to the left and dodged large boulder going near him. He then did an upward cut with his naginata and managed to blow away some of the ninja coming towards him. This was easier than I expected. After about a century, most of these ninjas are rather weak. Kouga sighed. Kouga then ducked another attack and slashed behind him. He heard a man scream. Turning around, he saw a young child, no older than Naruto, now missing a leg and was bleeding profusely. I apologize. Kouga did a few hand seals and cauterized the wound. It will be more painful, but ask your healers to fix your leg. If they can do it in less than 12 hours, you may be able to get it back. It's less than 6 hours, you dolt, Naoto stated as he landed next to Kouga. The doctor then threw a few senbon into the child's neck, causing him to go unconscious. He then drew the quill blade and made an explosive seal. It transformed into several arrows of chakra that flew into several different directions. Several sides of buildings exploded, but they did not fall. It caused what Naoto wanted, more chaos. The doctor then turned towards Kouga. How many did you take out? More than enough, Kouga replied. Although it is like they are lambs to the slaughter. They keep coming even though I beat them down, they just keep coming. Naoto gave a laugh. That makes things a bit interesting though. The two spirits heard a loud roar and followed by several scrams. Looking towards the source, they saw a large black lion land right in front of them, carrying a very green Naruto. I feel sick, Naruto uttered as he looked at the two. Ugh, Kuroshi, I'm injured and you were too bumpy during that ride. The blonde boy held his mouth and was about to hurl but stopped when he heard a growl. If you so much put a piece of bile on me, I'll drop you on your ass and skin you alive, Kuroshi threatened. Naruto, who is this? Naoto asked, although there was a hint of amusement in his voice. Guys, this is Kuroshi, Naruto patted the lion on the side. Kuroshi, the two spirits willing to kick my ass to train it. Naruto then looked blearily towards his two companions. So what is the escape plan? We're going to just plow right through IWA, all the way up to the gate, Naoto replied with a smile. That sounds like a terrible idea, Naruto groaned. It is the current and best plan we have, Naruto-sama, Kouga told him. Fine, let's do this. Naruto patted the lion he was lying on again. Kuroshi, you know what to do and I apologize if I do manage to barf on you. Shut it, whelp, Kuroshi retorted. Okay, let's move out. Naoto stated but stopped when he saw several people surrounding them. Or not. Stand down and give us back the prisoner, an IWA ninja ordered them. And if we do not? Kouga asked as he put away his naginata. A dagger tail appeared in its place. Kouga snapped it, causing the weapon to leave a trail of destruction on the roof they were all standing on. Several ninja took a step back, although the Jounins Nainbu didn't show their nervousness. "Do not worry, human, I have this," Kuroshi told them. Ebony black chakra started to gather around the lion and the surroundings were affected. Several stones started to float and heavy winds started to whirl around them. Kuro Gao, black roar. There was a loud roar coming from the lion. A pulse of black energy was shot around all of them. All the ninjas around them were sent flying in several directions, and from the looks of things the building was being destroyed. "Off the building now!" Naoto shouted. Kouga, Naoto, and Kuroshi landed on the ground and started to run for the gate. Naruto groaned as they landed, for it was a bit of a rocky landing. "Please stop doing that, I may just hurl," Naruto complained. "Although you really got to teach me that move. Kinshir only showed me the basic version of that and left. I haven't even mastered it yet." "Not now, whelp, we need to keep moving," Kuroshi told him as they were making their mad dash. When two ninjas appeared in front of the lion, black chakra covered his paws. "Yami-tsum." Kuroshi slashed the two, leaving a trail of 3 black marks on their bodies. "They aren't dead, are they?" Naoto asked. "No, although that ability highly impedes chakra generation and healing." "Nifty, any chance you can teach our ward that?" Naoto slammed a chakra scalpel on a person's leg and then stabbed another person with the quill blade. "Depends." The lion swerved and kicked a ninja behind him. "Depends on what?" Kouga asked. He threw up the ends of his duster and several kunais shot out. The IWA ninja dodged them, but those that were hit were paralyzed. It was due to the fact that the kunai had some poison from Naoto on them. "Depends if Kinshir agrees to teach him our moves." The lion reared his head back and caught a katana in between his teeth. Using great force, he snapped the piece of metal as if it were just a twig. The lion then opened its mighty jaws. "Shurshur Gao, lion roar." Unlike the previous jutsu, this one just consisted of a loud roar that paralyzed all the people around them due to fear. The group that was trying to escape jumped over the now frightened opponents and nearly reached the gate. That was until a large gaping hole hit the area in front of them. Kuroshi, Kouga and Naoto stared at the hole and then behind them. Flying high in the sky was none other than Inoki. "Well, things just got interesting," Naoto smirked. "Hand over the boy or die," the Tsuchikage commanded. Kouga and Naoto stared at each other, while Kuroshi just growled. "We'd rather die," all 3 of them stated. "So be it then." Inoki started to gather chakra in his hands and the 2 ninja knew it was going to hurt if they didn't react. "Chances of dodging?" Kouga asked. "Slim to none," Naoto responded. "Chances of survival?" "Abysmal." "Chances of blocking?" "0. You two got a plan for this one?" Kuroshi asked. "None of my own jutsus would be able to block this. My bosses would, but none of mine." "Nope. Also, I don't think we can outrun this move either." "So we're going to die?" Naruto asked. "Well, chances are he'll miss you on purpose," Naoto told them. Naruto frowned. "That's comforting. Now why don't we start moving? Since it looks like he's not attacking just yet." The lion and 2 spirits looked up and saw that Naruto was right. Inoki was just floating there glaring at them. "I think he's waiting for us to move out of his village to shoot." "Because a Kage won't destroy his own village," Naoto smirked. He then turned towards the lion carrying Naruto. "How fast can you go?" "What do you mean by that?" Kuroshi asked. "In 10 seconds, how far can you go?" The lion looked slightly beyond the gateway and saw a mountain range. "I can get to the halfway point to that mountain over there," Kuroshi informed them. Good enough. When I give you the signal, you run there, got it? Kouga and I will disappear. No matter what, just keep running. Do not order me around, human. Even though the lion said that he got ready to leave the area. Kouga shared a look with Naruto and nodded. In a small burst of light he disappeared and Naruto was now wearing his duster. Naruto quickly scribbled down the characters for smoke and flash in the air before sending them up. Inoki had to cover his eyes for a moment and let go of the jutsu, when a bright flash followed by a plume of smoke covered his field of view. What are they doing? Inoki asked. Just as he finished his sentence, he saw the lion bolt out of the gate and speeding away from Iwagakure. The other person was missing from sight. Well, no matter if they are missing. I just have to stop that lion and we can get back our prisoner. Inoki shot off and followed Kuroshi and Naruto. While Naruto was on the back of his summon, he noticed that Inoki was following him. Guys, we're in trouble. Old man Tsuchikage is still chasing us, Naruto muttered, looking rather green. We don't have anything to stop any of his Jinten, dust release, jutsus, Naruto told him from within the blade. He will just destroy my weapons, Naruto-sama. I apologize for being useless, Kouga told them. So we're just going to get caught? Naruto asked. I just have to outrun him, Kuroshi told him. Naruto looked back and saw a large square-shaped attack coming towards them at high speeds. Guys, I think we may just be out of time. Naruto closed his eyes and waited for whatever pain was going to hit him, and he could feel Kuroshi reacting to it too. Kudai no Ryu, Bamirian Ungu, a voice called out from overhead. Naruto watched as a gigantic blood-red-colored tornado fell from the sky and blocked the attack. There was a large explosion and it gave Kuroshi enough time to move away. It stopped to look at the disturbance. What the dash, Inoki grunted. Naruto had time to look up and see what blocked the attack for two reasons. One was he wanted to see who saved him. The second reason was because that move was one from his clan. The blonde was able to tilt his head upward a bit and saw one of the least threatening men he had ever seen floating in the air with what looked like two red wings made out of chakra. He had on a ridiculous purple and red tie-dye shirt and khaki shorts. Around his neck was a red scarf. On his back was, just like Naruto and Kouga, a long white coat. He had a mess of red hair and kind gray eyes. Who are you? The man paid Inoki no mind and turned towards Naruto. Naruto, Kouga, you two had me so worried, the man sighed. His gray eyes seemed gentle and expressed his concern. It was then turned into irritation as he disappeared, only to reappear next to Naruto. He smacked the air around the blonde. Suddenly both spirits were forced out of their items and were clutching their heads. The two had bumps comically growing out of their heads. You guys had to do something stupid again, didn't you guys? Naruto could feel an incredible amount of killing intent from the man, and it would have been scary if the man didn't look like some comic relief as he shook both of the spirits. Sorry, the duo replied. The man then threw them back into their items before turning to the lion. Kuroshi, get a move on, he ordered. The lion stiffened before bowing his head. Hi. The lion then ran away as fast as he could. Boy, I'll be waiting for you at the place you intend to go to, the man stated. I won't let them escape. Inoki shouted. The man then turned to him and sighed. I'm sorry, but I won't let you do that. A large amount of chakra started to spill from the man and the place he was standing on was literally shaking as he glared at Inoki. I need them to reach a certain place and you will not stop them. In those short few seconds that they had started to move, Naruto was really confused. What the hell is going on? Naruto groaned from the back of Kuroshi. Who was that man? Suddenly there was an explosion and a tower of black-colored chakra filled the sky. Even from where they were, Naruto could feel something pressing down on him. What the heck? There was then a ball of light that flew overhead toward the east. It seems like he put the Tsuchikage in his place, Kuroshi muttered. What? The lion then gave a laugh. What you need to understand, boy, is that your life was just saved by a man I respect. You were just saved by none other than Eiji Uzumaki, the implacable emperor. Series ends here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more content. Support the original author by clicking their profile link in the pinned comment of the first video of this series. They deserve the love. Want early access and exclusive content? Join my Patreon community, link below. Your support fuels these videos. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay entertained, stay safe.